Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so I'm just calling it. We are currently seeing political party seppuku in real time. Excuse my throat, by the way, I caught a little bit of a virus, but sick or not, the show must go on. And boy, do I have a story for you guys today. Absolutely unfrickin' believable stuff. You know, this concept of AOC being the future of the Democrat Party, the face of the party, future President AOC. It's been a meme for quite a while, a running joke that people have made to dunk on the left and to highlight the fact that the party is going so far left they're about to frickin' fall off a damn cliff. But I guess nowadays it's no longer a meme. It's no longer a joke. This is the latest mainstream idea. As the Democrat Party is in full collapse, they are flailing, trying to come up with the strategy. What's the next pivot that they gotta come up with to turn the ship around? And this is now the idea that Democrats are landing on. The grassroots element of the party are mainstreaming the idea that they want to make Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and people like Jasmine Crockett as well the future face of the party. That's the image they want to project forward. This idea is going mainstream and gaining some serious traction, and now even people like the infamous Don Lemon are shilling the same ideas. I swear watching these Democrats post-2024 is like watching a group of blind people attempting to navigate through a complex maze. It's truly something interesting to behold. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so like I said, he's really pushing the concept. Take a look.
People love AOC. People love Jasmine Crockett. People love Eric Swalwell. And I think that the Democratic Party should put the people out there who the people want, who they're asking for, who are meeting the moment with the same energy that
they're not asking for AOC.
Yes, they are.
The people you party with are.
No. The people I party with don't like AOC. People will vote for AOC and Donald Trump on the same ticket because they're authentic. No, because they're authentic.
I don't think that.
Okay.
That done.
I think you're wrong about that.
What people like about people like Trump and Fetterman is because it's irrelevant to her life.
But you don't know her life.
I know that being a gorgeous woman who I wouldn't even know was Hispanic in a city that has 1 million Hispanics and does not treat them badly.
But that doesn't mean she doesn't struggle. That doesn't mean that she was set down.
It implies it.
But that doesn't mean that she was set down in Hispanic ghetto in the Bronx and had to deal with that growing up, and that she's come from a working class family.
It implies that in some way she's behind the 8 ball because of that, and it's just not true.
I don't know if she's behind the 8 ball, but I don't think she's as privileged as many people who are in Congress right now.
Is that privileged or not? She was a bartender.
Yeah.
You know, so I was a delivery boy.
But I'm saying sometimes, Bill, you don't agree with Donald Trump's policies.
No.
But that's what the people want.
Some of them.
Whether you like her or not, I don't like what she did with Amazon in New York, but I think AOC she's a Democratic icon.
Well, she's the wrong. If you think that's the direction the country, the Democratic.
I'm not saying the policies that she espouses that's the direction, but I'm saying that you have to give the people who are out front speaking for the party.
If you think
she's evolving,
yeah, she's evolving,
and
as we all are,
and she understands the game a little bit more. And if you notice, she is sort of becoming a sort of normal kind of Democrat in many ways.
Yes.
I think she's evolving.
Okay, great.
She's a very smart tactic. She's very smart.
I can't wrap my head around it. And you could sense the panic in Bill Maher's face as he's begging the radical wing of his party to please reconsider. But I don't think that's going to happen because this is the Democrat Party now. This is what it's become. They really, truly believe that AOC and Jasmine Crockett should be the future face of the party. This is how they're going to win elections, with true, authentic, left-wing characters. These people will never learn. They sit in their little coastal elitist bubbles, completely detached from reality, and they've convinced themselves that whatever the discussion that's happening on MSNBC panels must reflect the real world. Whatever they're hearing in their far-left districts in Manhattan must represent the American view at large. In other words, they're living in a fantasy land, in a fantasy where AOC is a big star, a brilliant future leader, the future of Democrat politics. Meanwhile, in reality, she's a joke. I mean, the butt of every joke, a meme, a clueless, and I mean truly clueless ideologue who can't even truly define half the concepts that she pretends to be an expert on.
I am not the expert on geopolitics.
And you know, it's funny because I've spoken at length about how the Democrats seem to have a major problem when it comes to talent acquisition. They just can't seem to put their finger on talent. They can't figure out how to rally behind the right people. And this right here is the proof. You know, if you were to look at the Democrat lineup, now I know it's quite abysmal and there's really not too many good options to begin with, but if you were to look at the lineup, AOC and Jasmine Crockett would be at the bottom of the barrel, the absolute bottom tier for anybody with two working brain cells analyzing. And I think that pretty much speaks for itself. I think it's pretty clear.
Nancy Mace wants little girls and women to drop trow in front of who? An investigator? Who would that be? In order, because she wants to suspect and point fingers at who she thinks is trans.
We are approaching.
They've artificially manipulated the algorithms to boost right-wing content on X and to amplify harassment. We are on the eve of an authoritarian administration.
He thinks he's got a bank account with a lot of zeros in it, that it makes him some kind of super citizen.
This guy isn't allowed to operate a business in the state of New York because he's actually a terrible business person.
He has never made a profit since he bought X. In fact, the value of X is 75% lower than it has ever been. So if I am going to go look for somebody to run a business, I'm going to look for someone who is going to run one successfully. And before people start screaming and yelling about, well, he's a billionaire. Yeah, when you know the right people and they'll just give you money, then you can become a billionaire too.
I mean, we are talking about two Democrat politicians here who are unironically dumb. And the Democrat base goes, yep, I'll take me some of that. Let's make those people the leaders. And you know, some people on the outside are looking in, and I'm sure a lot of corporate-style Democrats and legacy Democrats are looking at the party and going, what the hell? How is this even happening? They're probably feeling shocked, but you can't be shocked. This was always going to happen. This was inevitable. The radical social Marxist ideology that's been born out of universities has completely consumed the Democratic Party. The woke lunacy that they pumped into young people's minds for years now has fully taken over. And clearly the Democrat establishment doesn't know what to do. Frankly, it seems like they're petrified and now forced to placate and pander to the woke left. This Democrat over here gives us an inside look into that exact dynamic.
How do you reform yourself, though, to be more in touch with the everyday American person, like you say?
We've become a party of people who preach down to others, who scold them, who say, if you don't agree with me, you're not only wrong, but you're a bad person. I mean, I think all of us have heard that attitude from many national Democrats in the past couple years. So I think we need to stop preaching and start listening. Start meeting Americans where they are. Don't take these minority positions on cultural issues and say, hey, if you don't meet this strict liberal litmus test, then you're not even a Democrat. When I questioned whether we should at least just have a debate about rules for sports, whether transgender women should compete on the same level as on girls' sports teams, I got told by people, you're not even a Democrat. Well, that's the problem with our party. You can't be a majority party if you don't accept a majority of views. It happens on this particular issue. 80% of Americans disagree with this liberal litmus test, a checkbox for Democrats on this view. So we've got to be a lot smarter in listening to Americans. My job is to represent Americans, not tell them what to think, but actually represent their interests in Congress. And I think if more Democrats took that approach, took that view, we'd be much more successful as a party.
It's interesting too, because as you well know, Governor Newsom came around to your view on that particular issue.
And I'll tell you what, I've heard from so many colleagues behind the scenes. You're right, Seth. You're right. Thank you I wrote a big op-ed in the Washington Post about this. I totally agree with you. But they all say it whispering because they're so afraid to say it out in public lest they be accosted by, the liberal left in our party.
Yeah, exactly. Now they answer to the woke mob. They infiltrated the schools. They turned the universities into Marxist indoctrination camps, glorified activism over actual governance, pushed all this social Marxist crap, and now they have to live with the consequences. Now they're stuck as the party of the ideological minority, where they're forced to pander to the fringe radical minority that they've allowed to co-opt their party. It's basically like the asylum has handed over the keys, they've handed over the reign to the patients. They made their bed and now they gotta live with it. And trust me when I say it's gonna backfire hard. Because people don't like this woke stuff. Despite what Democrats tell you that AOC is wildly popular and people love her, she's not. Not with regular people. Not with classical liberals, corporate liberals. The older generation doesn't like her, and honestly, even the Democrats' play to brainwash young people isn't working because Gen Z is trending rightward faster than any other generation ever. You know, it's politics 101. The woke stuff, the far left socialist crap, just doesn't play well in the general election stage. But the Democrats have created an environment where you essentially get bullied out of the party if you're not far left and woke, and that phenomenon has been increasing as of late. And so now you basically can't win the primary process unless you're a far left woke radical. And so it seems like Democrats are headed down this path where inevitably they're going to nominate someone like AOC as their presidential nominee. And boy, will they be in for a rude awakening when that inevitably happens. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.